Good afternoon. You are watching us live from Women Studios here at Sukuta, and this is your one-on-one show with me, Paus Malfal. In the studio today, I have a guest who is from the Gambia Police Force, who is Cadet ASP Sisawo, who will take us through today to discuss some of the occurrences that are happening today on the last previous days that have been something everyone is talking about as long as the operation Clean the Roads is concerned. But before he introduces himself, like I always say, if you want to be part of our programs, you all know what to do. Follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And recently also we are streaming on TikTok. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the one-on-one show.
Thanks for having me here.
And thank you for gracing this occasion despite your busy schedule.
Thank you. You're always welcome.
Wonderful. We will want you to tell us a little about you, who is Cadet ASP Sisawo, and a little bit about your educational background.
Wow. Interesting. Anyway, I wasn't expecting that question.
I know.
However, since that's a part of me, my name is Musa Sisawo. I'm currently working with the Gambia Police Force as the acting public relations officer for the Gambia Police Force. And before which, I would say I hailed from CRR. I was born in Same Karantaba Tenda, the Karantabas. But currently we are living in Bansang Sukurkunda. I have been there for the whole of my life, since primary 2 to date. And from there, from Armitage High School, I completed Armitage, went to School of Nursing. But before which, I tried to join the police in 2004 when I completed grade 12. Unfortunately, at the time, I was told that, I was very short.
Wow.
So it was unfortunate at the time. So I decided to go back. Then, the only option I had was to go teaching, unqualified teaching, called the UQ, unqualified teaching. I did that for a term.
Okay.
Then fortunately I went to the School of Nursing in Bansang ACN School. And when I finished that, I started working with the Medical Research Council as a research nurse. That started in 2007. Briefly, I was there from one project to the other, from one position to the other. While I was there is when I went to the University of the Gambia. I did my bachelor studies in linguistics, English language.
Interesting.
And while I'm still with the MRC, when I finished that, I did a postgraduate degree or diploma in clinical research because, MRC is a clinical area. My intention was to specialize in public health. But fortunately, that diploma led me to a master's of public health management.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes, so while I was doing that, I was also enrolled at the University of the Gambia to do my master's in English language. So currently, I am doing my thesis.
Wow.
Like all is done, it's just to defend the master's and then graduation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it was between these two in 2000 and 2021, to be specific, 2022, when my appointment at the Gambia Police Force was confirmed. I applied since 2017, was confirmed. Then I got enrolled into the Gambia Police Force while pursuing my master's.
Interesting.
And here I am.
Here you are. Wonderful, wonderful. Indeed, it is a very rich and interesting biography. I believe you've been through a lot and you've learned a lot anyway. And congratulations to all your achievements. Kudos to you and all your endeavors as well. Today's topic is the Operation Clean the Roads, which have been a major concern as long as every Gambian is concerned. So, we will want to know, where does the initiative came from? Is it from the local government? Is it from the legislature? Or is it from the central government themselves?
Thank you very much. This is relevant. This is very important because you are aware that the Gambia government, through the Ministry of Information and also through the spokesperson's office, the press releases, I wouldn't even say one, were sent out to media houses, to the public for publication, informing the public, that was in September, informing the public that the government wants to take this very important step in ensuring that our transportation system, which is key in our development, you know, and this was announced. And being the public relations officer for one of the lead institute for internal security, the Gambia Police Force, it is within my mandate to ensure that this information is disseminated to all stakeholders. Most important stakeholders are the public itself. So the press releases were sent to all the major news outlets, media houses, television, radio, newspapers, and translated into our local language, because those are the target audience. We would have speakers of English and the rest understand the language, but the target, most of them who would be businessmen and all that, I'm not saying are not well schooled in terms of English, but the fact that most of our grannies and all that in the market areas would prefer the local language. So it was sent around, and fortunately I was part of those people who are involved in this. So I went to different platforms to propagate this. Okay. But what happened was there has been a break. And I think this is why people are saying I'm not aware or what, but this happened in September. So come mid-September, around 12th of September, a historical event took place in this country, which was tragic. It has never happened.
Absolutely.
And as a result of this, it changed the dynamics of our thinking, our concentration as a nation. And that goes for the government and the rest of all of us. Because two people, my colleagues, in line of duty, lost their lives.
Absolutely.
Two police officers were killed tragically. So due to this, I would say there has been a deflection. You know, all concentration was as to who are these people, or who is behind this and why. And this is the question that we're still asking. Why police officers are being targeted? Why are they being murdered? People who sacrifice their lives for others, because that's what we do.
Absolutely.
This is just evident of the fact that the police are on the street, making sure all of us go to bed, sleep, making sure that we are all safe, our lives and our properties, making sure we can leave our compounds, go to work, making sure that we can go to the market and any other business, and also come back, find that our families that we have left, our young ones, our toddlers, our house, our properties are still safe.
Absolutely. It's really difficult, Mr. Sisawo. I understand how it is for you to, you know, as you've indicated, two of your colleagues were gone down, and definitely as Gambians, we all crave your indulgence. We all know it is painful to all of us, especially to you people that are actually on the field. I understand that you're trying to, you know, express something that is coming with emotions and personal sentiments, but this is it, and life is like that. Sometimes things just don't go your way, and may their souls rest in perfect peace. And I will want us to deviate a little bit, because I can feel how emotional you are, and then I will not want you to be too sentiment, and that's it. These are some of the things that happen. All we can do is pray for them as a nation and celebrate them as national heroes, and also, you know, empathize with their family members as well. We definitely, we will not get tired of sending our condolences, to be honest. It was really painful, and it was, like you indicated, it was a tragic moment. That, I mean, seeing young people that are, you know, doing everything possible to make sure that every Gambian is safe, lose their life on just, you know, something like that. It was really, really difficult. And I will definitely want us to at least deviate a little bit from the question and come back to the clear the roads operations. When we talk about clear the roads operations, Mr. Sisawo, what are some of the reasons and legal basis of this demolition?
Thank you very much. The reason is obvious. It's before everybody. We all could see what we're going through as a nation as far as transportation is concerned, as far as movement of services, good and people, is concerned in this country. It got to a level where it's like, I think enough is enough. Everybody is talking about it. Everybody is tired of it. Individually, nationally, and like I said in the beginning, transportation is an important component of national development. And if not the key, but one of the key areas that government tries as much as possible to ensure that a smooth transportation system. And I think this is what the government has recognized, that this has an impact on the services that we provide as a government, but also the services, the availability that we should provide a conducive environment as far as transportation services concerned for the people, for the populace. And because the government is here to serve the people. And I think the government not only experiencing it, but because we see the government, we see the president's motorcade. I mean, whenever he's going, it's smooth. The roads are blocked and all that. But all the service, the vice president, you see how he struggled in traffic to go. We see other officials. And beyond that, look at the ambulance. The ambulance will be signing on and on. It's difficult sometimes, it will be at standstill on the traffic. Imagine somebody traveling or being transferred or referred from Bansang Hospital. Okay, let's imagine from Basse to Bansang Hospital. And from Bansang refers to FSTH, Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. That's about 315 kilometers from Banjul. I mean, a distance of such which has been traveled, let's say for about let's say 2-3 hours at most. When you get to Brikama, now the nightmare begins. That ambulance could spend 1 hour where it should just rush for 15 to 20 minutes. If the condition of the patient is not that very good, we may lose the patient. And this happens many times, pregnant women, children, old ladies and men. So in general, the reason is obvious. We have seen this. There is no need for people to even doubt the legitimacy of this. That is one. Because it's affecting us going to work. You have to wake up from Brikama end as early as 4 or 5 to ensure that you are on the road. You hit the road by 6. 5:30 or 6 you are on the road. If you don't have your private car, so that you can be able to get vehicle and get to Westfield on time. If you are going to Banjul or going to Fajara end and all that. That's a lot, This is a period that you should rest after closing. But that's not it. You get to work at that time if you are early. How about if you are late to get up? Let's say by 6, 7, you said you are on the road, you are already late. You know for certain you are already late. Because what would happen is, when are you going to reach Westfield? It will be, let's say, 8, 8:30. When are you going to reach Banjul? It will be 9 o'clock, 9:30. And people are already seated waiting for the service that you should provide as an institution, whether being government institution or being private businesses. Because people have services to run. You're going to scout around or look for documentations. You go sit down and wait for the people who provide, and they are yet to be here. Many times as an individual, you have something to process. You don't sleep the night. You ensure you wake up as early as 4 or 5. You are on the road. But the person who goes to work daily, is his daily business. Sometimes it's difficult to keep up with the time. Before they reach home at work, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. And when they reach, it's breakfast now. Before you get to breakfast and finish, the day is done. So I mean, which means when we want to measure our effectiveness and efficiency of services, we look at all this. And one key factor to that is time. Time is key. Because, I mean, you sign for 8 hours. So it's like you're working for 6 hours or sometimes less than that. If you remove all the breaks, the prayers, the in and out, and you know our system.
Absolutely.
You understand? So I think in general, these are some of the issues. Now, if you want to talk about legality here, the government is mandated, is the one governing this country, is the body responsible to ensure that all our systems are functioning optimally. And they have identified an issue here, and that issue is that our transportation system has effects, has defects, you know, is insufficient in terms of provision of service. And alhamdulillah, they came up.
It's an initiative.
They came up with initiative. The Office of the National Security, the National Security Advisor, other stakeholders. Because when we talk about security, we're talking about national security. And this is so much, if not the only reason, linked to national security. You may say, but transportation system and national security, where is the link, or where are the links?
Absolutely.
The link is that, I mean, road safety, public safety, protection of life, protection of property. And all of these things, if you look at it, are within our transportation system. Look at our transportation system. If you want to diagnose our transportation system, look at our transportation system. Look at the blockages, the congestion on the road. What are the factors leading to this? It's obvious. We see vehicles parked on the road. Because there's a difference between a vehicle being stopped and parked. Others are parked temporarily for a few minutes, for a few hours. Others are parked almost permanent, 24 hours, 48 hours, others for months, on the road. And what we are saying is this. When vehicles are parked on the road, even for temporary reasons, it contributes to the congestion on the road. Because the space, we are saying, our roads are tiny, are small, or not wide. But the moment you have a vehicle blocking the road, now that vehicle is allowing other vehicles to deviate, move into the other lane of the other vehicle coming in or going through. And as a result, brings congestion. How about if you have 2, 3 of them, 5 parked?
It's obvious.
So we have issues here, and these issues are identified. And what is the immediate solution? Because when you are dealing with issues, after having diagnosed issues, you come up with recommendation, you come up with possible solutions. What is the immediate? You know, we have the short-term, mid-term, and long-term solution. So one of the solutions that can't be achieved today is that the government has the powers to ensure our roads are clear, to ensure that the blockages, as a result of either by parked vehicles, 2, by blockage as a result of vendors, installations, encroachment on the road. Because when we talk of the road, we are talking about the road could be divided into 2. We're talking of the main road where the vehicles ply, they go on their businesses. Okay. We also have sides of the road, both roads. You have pedestrians, we have where people walk to and fro for their business. Sometimes you walk towards and wait for a vehicle. Sometimes you use that to walk a distance. Okay. So what we see happening is this. On the road we have vehicles that are parked, causing congestion, causing blockage. So also is the case that on the pedestrian road where people should pass, we've seen encroachment. When we say encroachment, we're talking of exceeding your limits. Okay. I understand, any form of such is illegal on the road because that is not the purpose. Okay. What we see happening in the Gambia is we have garages on the road encroaching. So what happens is that you see somebody who has a compound fence, the fence will be broken or it's a gate. That's where the garage is. But for easy access to people or to customers, they will pull out everything on the pedestrian area, covering the passage or free passage of people blocking that. You would understand that you have tire men who would park their tires. That is just one example. You also see even shopkeepers who have very standard solid shops. What they would do is, instead of when they are building, and I think this is important, this is really important, you've been given a permit to construct a building. You intended to have a shop or a store, whatever it is. But unfortunately, you did not calculate the fact that what you need inside, because you need where your material, your equipment, or your commodities need to be. But you also need an office space. You need where you would welcome people, you would sit down and relax. And that should be within your property, the perimeter of your property. But what we see happening in the Gambia is that that's never been calculated. So what they do is they build their structures. When they do that, the people who are renting it, or business, instead of having an office space inside, they will now build veranda on the road. When they build the veranda on the road, that's where they will sit and drink their attire. That's where they will have their chit chats and everything. When they have customers, that's where they receive them. But they didn't even also stop there. Some of them now, apart from the veranda, they have extended an outside, I don't know how I would call that, veranda. I wouldn't call it veranda, but an outside
sort of cabal and something like that.
So some of them would even concrete build it with blocks. Some would have iron rods out, where now they're going to bring out the commodities from the shop or the store and display it there as a showroom. And both these places is not yours, it's public space. Where your shop, the gate or the door or the gate of your shop, especially if it's a fence, that's where your property stops, where people step in and get into your shop, mostly. So the veranda that was outside the fence, the perimeter, and the extension, both public space.
Public space, absolutely.
So this is why when it was realized, this is what is happening. Since it's government, it's public space, meaning nobody owns that place. Meaning nobody would give you any document to say that this is you occupy here. And from what we have seen so far, they acknowledge the fact that this space here, this is where my compound stopped, this is where my structure stopped. You understand? But I did this for shade and all that. That should have been captured within the plan. And I think this is a learning point, or should be a learning point for all of us. I am equally learning as I am into the operation, why certain things are happening and all that.
And I think including even physical plan, that usually issue some of these lessons for you to be able to, build up whatsoever that you are. They give you permission to build some of these things. I think it should also be specified that you dare not go beyond what was the actual space that was given to you. I don't know if these things are basically specified, but some of these things also I think should be put into consideration, because people we have different way of thinking, isn't it? My perception might not be able to mirror the world, and some people, if you give them inch, they will definitely take a yard. Like just what you are saying, this encroachment that we are talking about. You are given to have a specific space for your shop. You build a veranda, which is unlawful. From the veranda, you build another cabal, which is also unlawful. So I think all those things should be highlighted on some of these papers that are given to anyone that is opportune to at least be given a permission to build a shop or anything around the roadside. Don't you think so as well?
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes to more or less come to the conclusion that this person may be correct or wrong. It's sometimes very difficult. It's tricky. The reason being that when you are building, you came up with a plan, and based on the plan, that's what they are approving. And when you are building, actually, that's what you have built, the plan. So it's after the building is almost rented out to the shopkeeper. Is the person who would now come with an extra stuff, calling a carpenter or a welder man and trying to fix certain things the way he feels he would be comfortable around there. So I'm not seeing where physical planning is faulted at this. Where the issue is where all of us as Gambians, we see things happening and we kept quiet.
We kept quiet. Yes, and then I am not discrediting, trying to discredit the fact that physical planning might not be, faulty, but in other words also, let it be there. So you will have the absolute blame on us that are not part of physical planet. or the vendors also. Because if I am giving you a paper that shows that we grant you permission for you to maybe establish a shop here, and it is so and so perimeter. Now you understand. Let also there be specifications that you are not allowed to go beyond those perimeter. Anything that you build will be against the law. I know, like normally, as a normal human being, you should understand that. But also, it should be, specified for reference purposes.
Okay. Remind me of your name again.
Mr. Fall.
Mr. Fall. Mr. Fall, like you said, yes. I think every sensible person would know this is what I own.
Yeah.
This is what I own. Okay? So anything beyond that, it's nothing that you own completely.
Yeah.
And what has been happening in the Gambia is the fact that I think Gambians should graduate from, like, it doesn't affect me as a person, then it's not my business.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? I think going forward as a nation, when we want to build this nation, we should be united as one.
Absolutely.
And demonstrate that love of nation by calling out for anything that is wrong. But the Gambia, we have this Maslaha syndrome. It's everywhere. Gambians are very peaceful people. Gambians are very nice people. But it has these disadvantages. The disadvantages are you'll be taken for granted because of how peace-loving you are. You don't even want, Gambians don't even want to push and pull with anybody. No, this is our language. Somebody would even do something wrong, you know it's actually wrong. You say, Damako Bayala, and that's fine. But again, it has because people take that for granted, you know. Sometimes it's not even us. Because we know the country, the world is a global village now. We have different people coming in and out of this country. People are coming here for businesses. People are coming here for a better future. And likewise, we are going out. So we are having different personalities within the country. So what I'm trying to say as far as this is concerned is that going forward, what had happened had happened. And we'll keep blaming each other because it's not going to solve the problem. So blaming each other is not even the solution. It's not even the way forward. The way forward is to accept the realities on the ground, that these are the realities on the ground, and we had issues, we accept that we have problems, and we find way forward. And this is one of those way forwards.
Absolutely.
What we are doing.
Absolutely.
We know we have, okay, we can blame the government. The government must have done this, should have done this. Fiscal plan should have done this. The police should have arrested. The National Road Authority should have. I would even say, Mr. Fire, you should have. But that's not going to solve the problem. The problem is, what's the way forward for the Gambia? Because Gambia has to develop. But who will? It's a communal responsibility. It's a collective responsibility of all stakeholders. When I say stakeholder, I'm referring to everybody, every Gambian. In authority, not in authority. In authority, they've been given privileges and rights to act on those responsibilities by us, by Gambians who gave them the authority to do that. They are expected to do that. They took oath to do that. Like police officers took oath to protect this country. The same way our Gambian as a nation, Gambian as a people, for love for country, for country to develop, we have to. We have to adapt that communal. I know we are, but the blame game, and I don't want to be blamed. We have this issue in police. There is a crime committed. You can't have a witness, and they witness it. They were there. I cannot. But if you tell them, let's go to the station and give a statement, it's not possible. They won't go because they will say, I'm not going to court. Because when you take a statement, they will take me to court to go and defend or to go and give a statement rather that okay, you were there when this happened. They think it is so wrong. But I'm saying it is so good because it's for the public good. And I think every one of us should contribute towards that public good. It should make us feel better. And that's the way forward.
And definitely, Mr. Sisawo, one of the reasons that why I allow you talking, you are saying things that I definitely want to hear, because your justification is kind of neutral. You are not just being on the side of the police, neither are you on the side of the executive. You are being totally honest, because it's a collective responsibility. In order for us to move this, country forward, it's a collective responsibility. We all know we all have our weak point, being a serviceman or being a non-serviceman. We all have our weak point, we all have our shortcomings. Sometimes we do things that are not in accordance with what we do. But also us as executive, we are the ones that force them to get into certain scenarios that are totally not that are totally unlawful, isn't it? Which I definitely like and appreciate. And then the program is really going well. I know the people that are watching us will enjoy the discussion, and I myself am enjoying it.